Hey, what's up? It's Brian Huncan's Crabtree. I'm here in Bogota, Colombia. Look at the beautiful mountain behind me. I've never been to South America before. What we're gonna be talking about right now is performance anxiety, when your dick doesn't get hard. Most embarrassing fucking thing for a guy. I'm gonna tell you a story about how I was with this girl in Manila like 3 weeks ago. Dick didn't get hard. So I'm gonna tell you that, but I'm also gonna tell you the story about how I overcame it and was able to fuck her fine. Pretty good, not bad. And how you can use some of the tools that I use to help you overcome performance anxiety. And we're also gonna walk around in Bogota and see if my camera gets stolen, so that'll be cool. Let's do that. All right, it's a little loud out here, let's go inside. All right, I'm gonna tell you the embarrassing story of how I wasn't able to fuck this girl properly. Very nice ass. Notice the ass, nice ass. This is on my Instagram, February 7th. So February 7th, I was having some problems. First, because of the ass. She's very attractive. And if you think a girl is out of your league, you're fucked. Or you got some work to do. Mentally, you're off your game. Second, before we met up, she was like, you know, the previous time we fucked, it was like too aggressive and it felt a little forced, like you're being too dominant. This time, let's just do it like really soft and gentle. Issue with that is she's telling me how she wants it to be. You might think like, oh, that's good, then you just do that. But she's also like taking the reins of control from you, which as a guy, she's sort of like trying to wear the pants in that sexual interaction. She already has this preconceived idea of how the sex is gonna go. And I either have to fulfill it or not fulfill it. So performance anxiety, right? Am I gonna do it right? Or am I not gonna do it right? That's the second thing. It's probably a good time to mention that Colombia is actually one of the most dangerous countries in the world. I didn't really realize that was the case, which we're gonna come back to because I've been a bit off my game traveler mode because I feel like I am in danger. And we're gonna do an exercise at the end of this to hopefully break through that. But let's get back to it. So third thing that's getting me in my head is when she walks in, I ask her like, hey, when was the last time you had sex? We're just chit-chatting. And she's like,
it was like 2 days ago.
I was like, how was it? She's like, not good. The guy couldn't get hard. Fuck. Everything was set up for my dick not to work. And that is exactly what happened. My dick did not work. So thankfully the story didn't end there. I did a couple things. I got hard. Everything was fine. She actually liked it so much that she wanted to come back another night and shoot a massage, which I did shoot. And if you subscribe, you're definitely gonna get that when it drops. But what did I do? And how can you apply this in your own life if you're suffering from performance anxiety? Because even if you're like a superstar, like my dick is a weapon, I have to check it in at the airport. It takes 5 people to... I don't have a joke. My jokes suck. Because every guy, unless you're a hardcore psychopath and have no care about anybody else, every guy wants to control the situation a little bit, suffers from performance anxiety once in a while, maybe a lot. And these are some tips and some tricks that you can use to get your dick hard. So let's get your dick hard. All right. So she's just told me that the guy she fucked 2 nights ago was terrible because his dick didn't get hard. I get her on her knees, she's sucking my cock. Not much is happening. There are problems. So what do? I throw her on the bed and I start eating her pussy because what I want to do is I want her to come a lot. I want her to have a good time with or without my dick being hard. Basically, there is a spotlight on my dick right now. I am trying to take that spotlight and point it anywhere else. So point it on her pleasure, point it on like her having a great orgasm. So that's what I do. Throw her on the bed, start eating her pussy. And you know, you want to do this as well as you possibly can. So your dick isn't working, but you can still use your fingers, your mouth, toys. What I used was my mouth. And so I got down there and I'm giving her like the long, slow, teasing oral sex kind of shit. Eventually, you know, after edging her like multiple times, like she's close, like I could have made her come, but I didn't. Finally make her come. Then I used a trick that I actually teach in 6-step squirting where I gave her one more orgasm after that. There's a little bit of a refractory period for girls where you have to let them kind of cool down, but there's a technique to shorten that considerably. And she had 2 orgasms basically right in a row, and she'd never had that before from oral. So she told me that. And like at that point, I'm feeling good. The spotlight is off of the dick. If I don't fuck her at all, I still got that ego boost of I just gave her a sexual experience she hadn't had before. So you can do this from squirting, you can do this from like really good oral sex, you can do this from toys that she's never had before. But if you give her an experience that's like, oh shit, that was really good, then you can start to relax. And that's what it's all about, is getting relaxed. Then the second thing I did that worked for me really well was start to take up some space. So everybody has a clock going in their head about how long they've been receiving, how long they've been giving, how long they've been like doing something mutual, and you know, whether the balance is kind of right. I took some space in the sense of I wanted a long blowjob and I wasn't apologizing for it. In my head, I was like, I want that because it'll feel good. Plus I just gave you 2 orgasms. So not in a tit for tat way, but in a, this is gonna be longer than it's supposed to be. And I also took up space by telling her I want her to suck my nipples. A lot of girls think that's weird though. The last girl I fucked here in Colombia, I told her like, hey, lick my nipples, like suck my nipples. She was like, no, that's weird. I've never had a guy ask me to do that. I don't want to do that. And I know that that is the response that I get from some girls. Not a lot. A lot of girls are like cool with it, but I'm kind of like sticking my neck out a little bit and being like, yeah, you might like this, you might not, but this is what I want. So taking up that space, that psychological space of like, oh, I'm not supposed to do this. Fuck that, I'm doing it. When you start to like let yourself open up and like, you know, the muscles relax and stuff like that, that is when you start to get comfortable. So second thing I did, some progress. Dick is starting to, starting to race the flag. The third thing that I did, I hadn't done a lot before, and that was kind of a new technique for me, was focused on the sensations and how grateful I was in that moment. Kind of like meditating, really, where I put my hand on her head and I'm like, her hair feels so good, and like grab her neck a little bit, and like the skin is soft, and it's like just focusing on her like sucking my dick. It feels amazing. I can either be in that moment where it's really good, or I can be in the future planning different strategies about how I'm gonna put a condom on when I'm half hard and stick it in, and then, like quickly kind of fuck her, and then I'm gonna like pull it off and like jerk off in her face because that's the only way I can come at this time. That place in the future is stressful. You're lying in bed with a cute girl who's sucking your cock. That is good. So don't be in the future planning, what's gonna happen, worrying about that shit, or in the past about your ego and how this does or doesn't match up with who you are. Just focus on the experience of the moment and how good it is, right? Sex is amazing. And if you're having sex and not feeling amazing, it's because you're in one of those two places. Or you're having really shitty sex, which is also possible. So this was what I was thinking at the time. I was like, all right, how do I get into the moment? And it was the sensations, focusing on how good everything feels. It was also the mantra, I love this girl, which I don't. But that is a great mantra for opening up your heart, for like relaxing those muscles and just like feeling grateful for the situation. Also, you might have seen in my Instagram stories in the morning, I try to jump in the pool at 8 o'clock every morning, and I do a little thing where I say an affirmation before I jump in. And a lot of times I say, I've got everything I need, I'm feeling good, I'm just here to have fun. And that was something that was going through my head, and my dick got hard. And in my experience, once you've gotten your dick nice and hard once, if it goes soft a little bit, just from like a position isn't exactly hitting the right angle for you, getting it hard again after that is usually not very difficult. It's that first one that's difficult because there's all that psychological weight on getting your dick hard the first time. So then after that is sort of smooth sailing. So now let's relate this directly back to you. When you get performance anxiety, because if you're a guy and you have sex, you will have performance anxiety. It's impossible for you not to. So you're gonna have it. When you do, make her come a lot. Do something that is unusual for her sexually that will leave a lasting impression. Make her squirt, make her come 2 or 3 times, or like really strongly. Use some sort of technique, use toys that she hasn't experienced before. Something that's gonna be like, wow, that was great. And then the spotlight is off of your dick. Second thing, take up space. At that point, you're ahead. You can play it safe and be like, all right, I'm gonna ride this wave because I don't wanna lose it. Don't do that. Take up space, be like, all right, everything's good. I'm gonna tell you what I want you to do. I'm gonna say, no, use your tongue, use this. I'm gonna be a little bossy. I'm gonna get what I want because I'm being the masculine energy in this interaction right here. Third thing, be in the moment, because the moment is good. You're only having issues if you're thinking, if I don't fuck her, she's gonna think this or that, or if I don't get hard, that's all future shit. You're with a hot girl doing some sexy shit in that moment, feeling good, the sensations are great, you're good, stay in the moment. Repeat some mantras like, I love this girl, or I've got everything I need, I'm grateful. To just stay in the moment as much as possible. Focus on sensations, focus on your fingertips, focus on like how the hair feels, right? Like how it, it's connected, like focus on that shit. And if your dick still doesn't get hard at that point, I don't know, cuddle, take a nap, chill out, like kind of reconnect, like in a nice kind of cuddly way. Because if you go down on her right at the point where she's trying to make you hard and you're not, it seems a little try hard. It's like, I can't deal with my dick being soft, so I'm just gonna do some things to change the focus of the situation right now. And don't stress about it too much, because if your dick still doesn't get hard and you gave the girl a very positive sexual experience, something to like write home about, and she still fucking got issues with you, she's, I'm not gonna see you again because your dick didn't hard, she's kind of a fucking bitch. So don't worry about it too much. You're doing your part, you're reconnecting, you're focusing, you're doing everything right. And if you think you need Viagra, you might. But if you think you need medication to help you, ask yourself, can you get hard when you're alone? When you're masturbating, can you get hard? If the answer is yes, it's psychological, It's not physical. So don't jump on the medication train when there are a lot of side effects to that shit. And also you're gonna build up dependency and you're gonna like, that's gonna be your magic thing where like, if you don't have your blue pill, then you can't get hard. Where, you know, you probably can, but you've taught yourself that you can only get hard with the blue pill. And if you don't have it, you're gonna be so fucking stressed that there's no way you're gonna get hard. So don't resort to medication unless you really need it, which is fine. If you need it, you need it. But if you don't, focus on the psychological shit because that is the healthier way to go about it. Now let's put this in practice a bit. So I am scared to walk outside with my camera because I think it's gonna get stolen. And I have a feeling that that is a irrational belief and that holding that fear and that sort of like trying to control and like trying to dance within the line, that is making me like not experience Colombia like the way that I could if I sort of put my neck out a little bit and then didn't have anything bad happen. I was in Morocco once when I was in college. It was my first time being in Africa. It's like North Africa, but it felt a little dangerous. It felt a little hostile to me at the time. So what I did was I went to a barber shop and I got a shave. No, not just a shave with a straight edge razor blade. The kind where if they're like, oh, I want to kill this guy, like it's done. I put myself out there. I like literally stuck my neck out and I got a good shave. Nothing happened. The guys were super fucking friendly and I felt like I was free to sort of walk around and just sort of enjoy myself, like as myself instead of as this, you know, kind of cowering, trying to stay alive thing. So I think I need to do something similar, and right now I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I'm like, you know, we don't need this part of the video. We should just cut it. It's not really related. It actually is related because performance anxiety is where you're a shitty version of yourself. You're not expressive. Somebody says something, like the girl says something, you can't really laugh, you can't really respond properly. You're stuck in your fucking head stressing about shit. So when I'm walking around Bogota, or I'm gonna be in Santiago after this, I'm gonna be in Brazil, I wanna be able to express myself to feel comfortable when I'm walking around. And I think I need to do the razor blade exercise by taking the camera out and let's do it. Let's go walk around. Let's get some lunch. This reminds me of like motels from when I was a kid in the US. See, already my voice is like constricted. I gotta talk a little louder. When I first got here, I went on a date and brought my Polaroid camera out because we were like going to kind of a tourist area, which is not my preferred place to go to. But he was like, all right, I'll take a picture. And the girl was like, you have to put that away, like put it inside your jacket. So this is a way more expensive camera. And you might be asking yourself, why am I in Bogota? Why am I in Colombia? Like, don't I only massage Asian girls or whatever? So I'm doing my South America tour. This is the first time I've been in South America like 3 days ago. So this week I'm in Colombia for 1 week. Next week I'm in Santiago, Chile. And then I'm gonna be in Brazil, Sao Paulo, and Rio for 2 weeks. And then after that I have my Europe tour. So that's gonna be London, Berlin, Amsterdam, Paris, and Madrid. That's all June and July 2020. Go to hunkhans.com/tour or go to my Instagram, hunkhans, and in the highlights you can see the cities that I'm gonna be at. And you can DM me or you can fill out a form. And yeah, we'll be in touch. Camera's still not stolen, so that's good. All right, let me pull out the phone. So we are just a walking target. Basically, like performance anxiety, this is where you take up a little space. Vlogging with the camera outside in public is like the most obnoxious fucking thing you can do as a human. So you just gotta kind of own it. Be like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then enjoy the moment, which is hard. I am not there. So my vlogging dick is soft right now. Fuck. All right, here we go. This is something. Okay, let's correct that. I think actually vlogging in a restaurant is probably the #1 most obnoxious thing you can do. It's so cringy. All right. It was pretty good. I'm headed back to my place. I've got my first massage in South America tomorrow. So by the time you watch this, that's gonna be on my Instagram. Like when I say that, I mean the girl's ass will be on my Instagram, barely within the content restriction limits. And if you're a guy, go to hunkhans.com because I have some free and paid material that you can check out to help you get over performance anxiety. Something to give you a boost in the bedroom so it takes the spotlight off of your dick and you can start to relax and actually enjoy sex instead of dread it. So that's it for me in Bogota. See you next time. Or see you on Instagram. Cheers.